Hello and welcome. You're watching Newsx and I'm Megha Sharma. The row over animal fat allegedly being used to make the famed Tirupati Laddoos reached the Supreme Court today with a lawyer filing a petition alleging that the act violates fundamental Hindu religious customs and deeply upsets and hurts the sentiments of countless devotees who consider the prasad a sacred blessing. The controversy began after Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu said that animal fat was used to make the sought-after laddoos given as prasadam by the Sri Venkateshwara temple in Tirupati under the previous YSR Congress government. The Andhra Pradesh government then cited a report by the Gujarat laboratory which stated that the ghee used in laddoos contained traces of beef, tallow, fish oil and lard. That has led to a massive controversy. But amidst all this, let's also try to understand the very basis of which in Hindu faith, it is the cow that is a holy animal, is prayed, is revered, and therefore restrictions imposed on Hindus and those who are following the faith to not consume the cow after it's been killed or after it dies. Let's start off our conversation. On the telecast with me is Swami Shaileshanand Giri. Thank you very much for joining me, sir. And my first question, of course, if you could take us back into the history of the spiritual significance of Hindu faith when it comes to the holy animal cow.
Yeah, look, basically I just not only talk about the ancient texts about the Vedas or like this, but I also correlate it with the scientific existence of cow. You know, when you study about the phylum and chordata of any of the animal in the sense of zoology, you will find that cow is the alone animal which intakes oxygen and gives out the purified air only. It's the animal that can feed one person once a day for 4 lakh persons, you can say, for the total lifespan of a cow. Whereas if you are non-veg, you kill a cow and eat the cow, only 80% can fulfill their needs. So cow has been proved to be the utmost use of any of the animal you can compare to the mankind. So in case any such thing comes about the cow, I say the cow has to be protected and the same thing has to be done for the nurturing and the preservation of its species.
Okay. Yes, and also when it comes to the agricultural advantages, the dairy advantages of the cow, we've spoken about, there are a number of these aspects. But what happens if an individual ends up inadvertently consuming meat or consuming cow meat particularly, and one who is spiritually inclined to the Hindu faith?
Look, that's the thing. When we talk about the faith, I always used to say, killing physically hurts, but hurting the faith kills. So if you are hurting anybody's belief, any faith, we are just creating some murder. See, if you are attacking my sentiments, my religious sentiments, that means you are doing attempt to murder or nearly murder. So what I mean to say is that India may be a country where all religions are nurtured here equitably. But if you are not able to respect each other for mere revenge or for mere hurting each other, you hurt the feelings of other religion. You commit certain deeds. Those just are meant for killing each other. They are killing the faith of each other. Then it's a crime. And government has to look upon. Look, yesterday I was live with some of the channels. I told them that instead of creating any board or anything, you must create a commission for religion, because the judicial powers, until and unless are not in the hands of the true saints, say Mahakaleshwara temple, this Tirupati temple are there. If the government interference is there, there will be hurting of the faith, because the government officials do not know the history. They do not know the exact rituals. They do not know that what are the basic norms of that particular place, the temple, the sanctity of that temple. That will be hurted again and again. The same has happened with Tirupati, the same has happened with Mahakaleshwara, and so many places. The same is still going on. So there should be a commission constituted with autonomous setup that is having a perfect power in the hands to execute. And this commission should be headed by the saints like us, who have devoted their life without any sense of physical profit, materialistic profit, but for the spiritual existence, for the spiritual well-being of the country only. So
Okay.
here,
Okay. So
hereby,
now, okay, okay, all right. So now, when you got to know about this piece of information, and it has created quite the noise across the country, what was your first reaction?
I was amazed. I was shocked. You know, when I visit any of the temple, I'm very sure that at least the purest thing will be served to me in the sense of my religion. But when I heard about the Tirupati and about the hurting of the cows and about the use of, you can say that not the green dot, but the red dot things. So those are the most, you can say, vulnerable crime for me as per my religion. So I am deeply hurt by that. I revolted a lot. I have called around about 150 people since yesterday, saying the same, that what the hell the government is doing, what is the law doing. If everything is clear, they must be prosecuted. They must be in the court of law, and they must be punished for that, because they have hurted our sentiments. And again, I say, hurting the sentiment is nearly a murder.
Okay. Okay. I also have with me Pavan Sinha. Mr. Sinha, your views with regards to what has happened. There has been a laboratory report that has come out, and shockingly, there has been traces of palm oil, but more sinisterly, there are traces of beef tallows, fish oil and lard that have been found in the test that was conducted in a sample of ghee by AR Dairy that was providing ghee to Tirupati Tirumala Temple Devasthanam Trust. How did you react, and what do you think should be the logical conclusion to this revelation that has happened and the case that has been brought to court now?
As a Hindu, I am very deeply concerned about it, and I am raged. Virtually, I am raged. What has happened there, it is really condemnable. They are using the palm oil, they are using that brand of ghee which contains animal protein, animal charbi. So this is very denigrating and disgusting, and I think culprit should be given very serious punishment. This is really a punishable crime, and should not be, these criminals should not be left behind. The second thing that we should be very much particular about the prasadam, etc., being distributed in the temples, because in one of very major temples of Maharashtra, almost the same had happened. So we need to be very careful, and we have to find that they are on the standards of FSSI. So, but whatever future course will be, the present course should be very strict and must invite penalty as soon as possible. They have really desecrated the faith of many people, many families, because this prasadam is something means God has given to us. So we always take the prasadam and touch with our head, and that is kept even with highest reverence, reverence. So this is very wrong. Whatever precedent has been set is very wrong, very disgusting. And
Do you think at this time, there are several temples and temple trusts that produce the prasadam, and that is then given to the devotees who come to pray and offer their prayers to the gods, to the Devi Devtas. Do you think there need to be boards and committees built within the temple trusts who are going to ensure that there are stringent checks that are put in place, especially with any kind of food items that are brought into the temple for producing prasad?
Definitely, and FSSI has set certain marks that without fulfilling up these norms, no prasadam can be made or distributed. So we must be adhering to these norms of FSSI. Otherwise, this prasadam business should be ended, because this is lakhs of rupees business, and they can definitely give some fees or something like that to FSSI, so that their attire, their sweating, their so many other things, they should be taken care of. And when this prasadam is taken, this is I wish that it should be for the health, not for the deterioration of the health.
Okay. Uh, are the safety experts and boards and surveys like the FSSAI also to blame, because they obviously overlooked these very glaring mistakes and flouting of norms by this company by the name of AR Dairy, obviously because of which you have the green symbol that indicates that this is vegetarian, and despite all the checks and balances in place, it was still able to violate the orders, find the loopholes and put it in the market.
Yes, definitely. And we have many such examples that the caretakers are there in the Gaushala where milk is taken out and taken out to sell. Why can't it be done for all these places where lakhs of people are coming daily, and lakhs of rupees trade is being done daily? So why this kind of care is not being taken off? This is really very disgusting on the part of the government organization as well as Mandir administration.
Okay, all right. Coming back to you, Swami Giri, in a situation such as this, where the faith of millions of Hindus has been shaken, it has been damaged, how do we tackle or rectify the situation?
That's the thing I suggested before also. Look, this last month has been full of such discussions. The words being used by the invaders, I have told all of the nation that those words should not be used with the Hindu religious places. Second thing, the food has come now. So the food to manipulate, you can say to adulterate our own bodies. Our body cannot become graveyards. Hindus can never make their bodies graveyard. That's why they do not consume this non-veg. But there has been an hidden agenda by some of the people, those who want to pollute, they want to eradicate our belief system, and they want to obstacle it. So this is the thing. Third thing is that when you're talking about the management or the administration of any of the religious place of Hinduism, there should be autonomous body. I talked about Ayog. Before I used to talk about, last 3 years, I used to talk about Sanatan board. But board has to be, these days, so many boards are being constituted. Those are just, you can say, with the political mercy. So there shouldn't be any political mercy. Instead, some commission should be there. And that commission should be fully autonomous body with its explicit judiciary powers. And those judiciary powers will be implemented only. FSSI Sir Pawan Sinha said the same thing, and I agree with him that if certain bodies there, some food norms are there, those are to be followed, and this commission will make them follow the things. Second thing is that when it comes about the revenue generation, where there is revenue earned has to be implemented, it is being used. If suppose Mahakaleshwara temple, Tirupati temple, any of the temple of Hinduism, the revenue is generated, there should be as per the, you can say this commission should be there. Where there should be used, that will be planned by the commission only. Instead, the government taking it and using it as per as the ministers. No,
Who do
there
you
should
think,
not be any mistral.
yeah, Swami Giri, but who do you think is to be held accountable? Also, you think this was not done intentionally, this was advertent, because the blame at this point of time is being put on the government of Andhra Pradesh when YSR CP was in power and Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy was the one who held the reins. Now, do you really think that this was a sinister attempt by the YSR CP in collaboration with AR Dairy to hurt the sentiments of Hindu and destroy the sanctity of the temple?
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I would say that from the local self government to the topmost government level, or from the temple administration, everybody is similarly or equitably responsible for that. Their agendas might be there because you have seen several places some hidden agendas were there to hurt the religious belief. But here I would like to say everybody from top to bottom is responsible for such a heinous crime done against the belief system of Hinduism.
Okay. Pavan Sinha, the same question to you. Do you think this is a mistake that has been made inadvertently? Also, how was the Andhra Pradesh government or the Tirupati Trust Devasthanam to know that the ghee that was being used and the company whose tender had been approved by the government, by the TDP, by the TTD, was then using adulteration as a form to manufacture ghee?
See, this mistake was done, I would say, deliberately, and where it is impossible and it is very difficult to believe that people over there were not knowing about the quality of ghee and palm oil. So this was done deliberately. And what Swamiji was saying, I just want to add a single sentence to what he perfectly narrated, that when governments are taking lot of money from these temples, why are they shouldn't be held responsible for the good food, for good prasadam, for the administration, etc. So this is impossible to believe. This is very difficult to believe that the quality of all these things were not known to the administration. This is impossible at all. And the second thing is samples are being filled by FSSI or the Khadya Sangrakshak Vibhag in Andhra Pradesh. So if these samples are not collected and filled, so that whose responsibility? It is a government body, and it should be checked daily on the basis of daily, because lakhs of rupees are being given to government from the exchequer of that temple. So
Okay.
the responsibility has to be shared by all.
Okay, all right. Again, like I said, the case is in the Supreme Court now. At this point of time in the petition, there are allegations being made not just against the dairy, not just against the company, the manufacturer of the product, but also against the erstwhile government under Jagan Mohan Reddy and the YSR CP in Andhra Pradesh. How do you think the Supreme Court is or should take action? And what kind of stringent action are you hoping the Supreme Court takes?
I'm very sure that there are certain clauses where food protection acts are there, and people can be sent behind the bars. Perhaps Article 152 is there, and then some criminal activities since has been done. So criminal activities laws that can be done, and people should be booked in that.
Okay. Okay, all right. Concluding this discussion, Swami Giri, how are the millions of Hindus, there are lakhs and lakhs of devotees that visit the temple, consume the prasadam. How is their faith and how is the sanctity of their faith in the gods and the temple going to be restored now?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's very, you can say, critical examination has to be there. Look, all these days they have taken this prasadam. Now purification is to be made there. And if I would have consumed the prasadam, I would have done the purification for 27 days continuously. Because I know at these days of Shraddha, if this very thought comes to my mind that I have taken some non-veg, that means I am not only polluting my own karma, but also my pitra will be very angry on me. My deities will be angry on me. So for this, I would have performed a lot of pujas. But the thing is that it's the time of Hindu Renaissance also, because we all are awakening. And this report will be proven as one of the hammer on the heads of those who are sleeping. That again you wake up. You have been looted by all these pseudo-secularists for a long time. You have been looted by all these people who are some other religious people to rule this country, and now they are just becoming a source of earning money with your belief systems also. So they are nobody. They have got nothing to do with your temples. They just want your exploitation. So wake up. This is the time now. That's why this should be proven as the Hindu Renaissance time, and now said directly to the governments, give us our temples back. Maybe here any of the government who is talking about Hinduism, but then also the Hindu priests, the Hindu community should come forward and they should take the command over the temples and implement their own system by their own belief.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Swami Giri, and thank you, Pavan Sinha, for joining me on the telecast and sharing your views on this very sensitive issue that has spiraled into a massive controversy in the country. On that note, I slip into a short break. Thanks for watching Newsx.